Hello, beautiful people. How are all of you doing today? Columbina enjoyers in shambles. Columbina haters partying right now. Rarier dancing on Columbina's grave right now. Converting to Dottore-ism and thanking his new god for what he's done for him. All right, hi chat. Oh god, it looks pretty bad, but it's fine. It is what it is. I need to get a haircut, man. Don't pretend to know lore. I know lore. I know lore. They call me Historian Jeff because I know all of the lore. Like, you'd think my head is a pirate ship with how much canon there is in there. Like, trust. Anyways, chat. How do you do? I tune in and the first thing I hear is that. Okay, sorry, I guess. Like, my bad, bro. Fuck. Why did I do that?
Absorption. Rise with the sun. Oh, chill out.
Chill out, she says. Okay, that's fucking cringe. It didn't crit.
Burn it down. Animal test 63.
What the hell? It didn't... Am I still on the fucking wrong build? Chat, I think I'm still on the wrong build. Yeah. Alright. GG. These are not good. Look at him enjoying his favorite character, Molani. Yeah. Look at me enjoying my favorite character, Molani.
Absorption test. Let's ride.
As a like certified Molani enjoyer. Okay. Did I not change the fucking gear?
Go! Light it up. Stand clear.
This shit is pissing me off, man. Fine. Fine, I'll cap, man. Fuck. Bro, like, okay. There you have it.
Off we go. Rise with the sun. Absorption test. Carving waves.
Chad, I got the bad witted buff.
Animal test 63. Let's ride.
GG. No, these are not very good. Least clickbait Zajef stream title? What do you mean? There is no clickbait in the title. Columbina is bad now.
Amazing.
Bro, I fucking swear to God.
Stand clear. Light it up.
Is this because I said bad things about Columbina, Molani? Are you a Columbina enjoyer too?
Burn it down. Animal test 63. Let's ride.
I jumped because I knew he was gonna do that shit again, chat.
Amazing. Ha. Hit. Rise with.
Whatever, man. This will not be good. By the way, chat, I haven't looked at any of the actual numbers. I just saw there were nerfs. So I'm excited to see how big they are. Thoughts about Idlua nerfs? Doesn't really matter. Like, Idlua nerfs are not Idlua nerfs, because they only nerf Zabai. Literally, the only character in the game that uses the part of Idlua's kit that got nerfed is Zabai. Like, it is not an Idlua nerf. It's a Zabai nerf. So Zabai is a fraud now? Yes. 100%. Fraud alert. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. Fraud alert. That's the alert that goes off when a fraud tries to make its way into the meta.
Stand clear.
Observe, be silent. To dust.
Jack, can you join me in saying wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo? No. Oh, okay. Sorry, I guess. My bad. Ooh. Hey, that could be nice. 4-liner with crit and EM. We take those.
Defensive mode engaged.
Kerplunk.
Close your eyes. Night falls. Be silent. To
No. There are also buffs to Columbina charge attacks of all things. Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Cleanup sequence initiated.
Hell yeah. They're buffing me specifically.
observe. Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
They're rewarding me for fuck. They're rewarding me for skipping Nefer. That's what they're doing.
Nightfall.
Hoyo encourages skipping Nefer. That's the conclusion. If you hadn't skipped Nefer, you would have had an easy dire clear this batch. That's not true because even if I hadn't skipped Nefer, do you know what? Have you seen what my Night Sky artifact look like right now on my main? Bro, I'd struggle on Fearless. Like, I'm pretty sure my best gear for Nefer, if I got her on my main right now, is straight up just 2-piece. And there's a very real chance that it's actually just 2-piece rainbow. Like one 2-piece and then nothing else. Hello, Five. Okay, whatever, I give up.
Be silent. Observe. Night falls. Be silent.
I might just be the only Nefer enjoyer in this chat. You're not the only Nefer enjoyer in this chat. There is no Nefer enjoyer in this chat. You're the only liar in this chat. I'll tell you that. That's bad. That's bad. Bro, why is there so much lag? What the hell? Like, what is this? Hello? Like, sorry. 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 And the reason people don't like Nefer is because they aren't skilled enough to play Sustainless. I mean, bro, I've played Sustainless Sethos yesterday. But I clicked on the thing! What am I... My Primo Gems! What? 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 What?
Add Astro. Thank you for
Bro, minus 40, what the fuck? Nah. Are you a Nefer enjoyer? Yes and no is a tie. You guys are indecisive. That's what you are. I know what you are. Yeah, I was holding these wishes so that I have a chance of getting Yehuda on standard, right? Oh, man. Maybe I should just fucking send a 10 pull. What's my pity at? Is that basically nothing? Nah, I won't. I won't. I won't. I know better. I'm a smart individual with self-control. Are you proud of me, Chad? I have self-control. Do you have Farazan? I don't think so on that account. Yeah. Getting one copy of her would actually be useful. Surely the title is Rage Bait? It's not Rage Bait. Columbina's just complete dog shit now. She's actually worse than Yulon. Hmm. Didn't you want these nerfs? Yes, deserved. She sucks as she should. It they decided to balance her to make her overall power be representative of her visual design. So they nerfed the fuck out of her. Can I get a true in the chat? Can I get a true? Worst rage bait I've ever seen. Well, I'm sure you've seen worse. So it's an easy Zajef skip, right? No fun gameplay, not meta, a female. You're talking to the guy who has a triple crowned Daya that he went for intentionally, despite her being a standard character. Like, listen, man. Like that, now that is rage bait. Like, that's rage bait. I'm new here? I was not aware. Okay, man. Okay, man. So you can rage bait us, but we can't? Exactly, that's how it works. I have rights here, you don't. Chatters aren't real people. What about mods? You're on thin ice. Chatter rights are human rights? Don't say that when you're a bot. Chat! Does anyone know why I don't get, like, bots coming into my stream and advertising view-botting services anymore? Like, I feel like when you're a small streamer, like, a third of your of your, like, new chatters are just bots that are like, hey, selling view bots. Better filters? But I don't... Did I change my filters? Oh, it's because I'm on... I guess it is because I'm on follower only all the time. That's true.
Ad Astra Abyss.
You scared them off. Yeah, that's actually understandable, actually. It's literally true. It happens to me every time, says Malashit OW. See, now, you deserve it, because of the Overwatch. But like I don't. And other people also don't. Bro is just salty he died in the tutorial. That wasn't Overwatch, that was Valorant, okay? Get your facts straight. Get your facts straight. I didn't die, I just failed. I'm not making it better, am I? Oh boy. You know, I should level Yehuda to level 20 at least. To get my wish. Plan to get paid. What the fuck is CDP? What the hell? I've never noticed that before. Is that new? Character development points. Okay, now you're just making shit up. Right? Yeah. It's character... They call it XP. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Is Dubai John Cena now because he is washed and retired? Damn, that's crazy. Still the best Geo DPS. Wow, big deal. Strongest ant. Like, okay, man. Alright, chat. I think it's time. Let's take a look at the nerfs. The leaks. We gotta use... Wait, are they on Amber, actually? Nah, we should use Hakushin. The one thing that Amber isn't good at is change history. But that's because they don't really do the leaks as a main part of their thing anymore, right? Anyways. We gotta go in version history, right? What the fuck are these people yapping about? Wait, is it not here? Wait, where is it? Diff, maybe? Yeah. There we go. Alright. So, chat. Let's list off the changes. Number 1, the charge attack got buffed. Pretty significantly so. The charge attack is now about 20% stronger. A little bit less than that, like 15% stronger or whatever. But it's still kind of cooked because charge attack Columbina was always more about driving Llama Quills than it was about the charge attack doing damage. So it doesn't really do that much. Skill. Initial cast unchanged. Hydro damage unchanged. But electro damage lost 15%. It went from 10 to 8.5, basically. For the lunar charge. The crystallize, is that also, is it 15% across the board? No, this one is more than 15. This is a remnant of me molding because I was playing Slay the Spire yesterday, and I was against the Book of Stabbing, and it had 107 HP, and I was trying to figure out a way to kill it that turn, and I had 106 damage, so I was very upset. Anyways. So bad. I won that run. I'm doing something on Slay the Spire right now where I started a new save file, and it's a hardcore save file. So if I die, I delete the save file. I'm on Ascension 5 right now. Hard kills only. Obviously, Ascension 0 was done without a hard kill because I hadn't unlocked the heart yet. But yeah. I think I'm on Ascension 6. I did Ascension 5 yesterday. And I'm doing it with a silent because it's definitely outside of the Watcher, which is just cheating. The silent is my best character. It's like not even close. Yeah, if I win, I'll go from Ascension 6 to Ascension 7. That's true. I feel like I'm gonna forget that I'm on that save file at some point, and I'm gonna get a bad boss swap, and I'm just gonna fucking abandon run, and then I'll be like, oh no, wait, fuck. Oh no, wait, fuck. That's not. Oh shit. Anyways, but yeah, so I wanted to look at 18.75. 18.75. 15.88. Yeah, so it's also a 15% nerf to this one. And then 3.6 to 2.53. This one's bigger. 30%. But it's also fake. Because, like, again, right? The Lunar Bloom mode for Columbina is more about driving Llama Quills than it is about Columbina's damage. So in practice, it's not 30% nerf. It's actually probably even less of a nerf than the other two. Burst unchanged. There's changes to constellations. C1 unchanged. C2. Didn't they change some of the elevation numbers? I thought they did. Is it just not on the English text? Haugen doesn't have it? I see. Okay. Let me open this then. Yeah, so They made the elevations from the cons instead of 3% across the board. Or I think some of them were 5, whatever. It's now 1.5% across the board, but C2 and C6 are 7 instead. C2 HP buff is now 40%. And the attack and defense buff from C2 are also now a little bit higher. The EM buff is unchanged. Yeah, that's a pretty massive buff to C2, isn't it? Right? More elevation, more HP, and a bigger stat buff. I'm gonna sneeze, chat. Sorry. Alright, next. Zabai nerfs. Buffs. Changes. Right? Everything in the whole kit is the same, except... It's not even here. Okay, whatever. Except the Ascension one, which went from 40 to 60. But that's basically unchanged. This is nothing. And finally, Idlua. Pretty massive nerf to the Lunar Crystallized Reaction damage bonus. It's not here, but there's also a change to the Ascension passive bonus. So basically now, instead of giving 700, he gives 560. Keep in mind, right? Idlua was like... Maybe it's not that big of a deal, actually. I gotta update my calcs, though, so we'll do that today. Give me a second, chat. Yeah. All right. First off, let's take a look at how much these changes are for... Let's take a look at the Nahida version, because I think the Sucrose version is stronger, but it's also a little bit more of a headache to play. For Nefertiti. So, this is going to be V3. Alright. So, what do we get in the changes here? Characters. Columbina. Talent level 9. Is it on Amber, actually? It's probably on Amber. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Oh. Anyways, the one is on Ember, no healing. You can do Ember, Nahida. It doesn't matter at all. It's basically the same. Okay, so this number shouldn't change, right? This number does. Instead of 3.4 is now 2.39. That's it. Right? So we lost 4k DPS. 3.5k DPS. It's a fucking joke of a nerf. Right? 2.3% nerf to the team. It's nothing. Okay. Now we can take a look at some of the other ones. I did want to look at some like pseudo carry ones as well. So let's look at this. Right? What the? Oh, my bad. Okay. Now, on this one, motion value, lunar. This is now 2.39. This is now 2.57. Alright, so also about a 2% nerf to this team. Right. If you're doing 6 charge attacks, which is generally what you'll get in these teams, like that's the upper limit, right? You get a total of 18 of these. 5 charge attacks, you get 15. And you get a total of 15 of these per rotation. So it's basically the same amount that you get, right? This one got nerfed by about 1% per hit. This one got buffed by about 0.5% per hit. So overall, it's just always going to be a nerfed, even on the charge attack playstyle. But it's not that big of a nerf, right? Because again, if you look at her damage distribution, this is the part of her damage that's coming from her lunar blooms. $2.7k out of 1.5 million. It's not that much, right? And we only have the numbers. There's a chance they change some of the animations, right? If they made the charge attack animation cancelable or slightly faster, then it's a massive buff, right? Can you add the Llama Quill as Llama damage contribution? I mean, sure. Just goes here instead. But yeah. Okay. Is she even worth if I have 0 Nocry characters? Eh. It's hard to recommend her, in my opinion. How would sack Jade on Columbina? I need to pick a battle pass weapon. It depends. Her ER requirements tend to be relatively high, so it doesn't tend to be that good. But in teams where she doesn't have high ER requirements, it is her best. Like, it is a good weapon for her. Anyways, next up, we can take a look at maybe a Flynn's team. Okay. In the Flynn's team, I expect the buff to be honestly pretty similar. So it's now 8%. It's a little bit smaller, actually. 1.5%. I suppose this is a team where you're playing Serenade Columbina, not Dawn Columbina. So it makes sense. In the wheelchair stuff, though, should be a much bigger nerf. Right? When you just look at the wheelchair core. If we change the numbers here. Am I an idiot? What? Why is it? Oh. I'm an idiot, yeah. There we go. For the wheelchair core, it's closer to like 4 or 5% nerf. That's not much at all. Yeah, it's really not that big of a nerf. Morningstar or SMS for Bina? Depends on the team. As a general rule, put her on Serenade. In Dubai teams, generally she goes on the new set instead. Anyways, now we go update the Dubai calcs. This is the one. Okay, so I had not implemented the clarification of the like Ascension passive being a quill yet. Right? So first we gotta do that. Right? Where do I put this? I guess I put it here. Right? And this just doesn't have the multiplier. Right? Yeah. This is going to be 40% times 4. We remove the 40% here. right? So just fixing that makes her about 3.5% worse here. That was the actual V2. And now we can implement V3 changes. So it is not 40 now, it's 60. But Columbina got nerfed. So Columbina motion value lunar is now just straight up 15. And Itlua is now oh god. It's 384, right? Yeah, 384 plus 160, right? So it's 564. Right? $544. You're right. I'm an idiot. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So it's about a 4% nerf here. Is that true? Did I miss anything? Don't think so. $8 nerfs from my calcs. C2 nerfed too? I mean, this is C0, so. Or do you mean Idlu as C2? No, that's not nerfed. Do you add Columbina changes? I did. Right? The motion value of Lunar is now 15 here. I think this is right. So, in Nefer teams, it's about a 2% nerf. In Flynn's teams, about a 1.5% nerf. In Inefa teams, about a 5% nerf. In Dubai teams, about a 5% nerf. Something like that. Right? I thought Lunar Blue would do more nerf compared to Lunar Crystallized. No. Is that C6 Ilua? This is C2 Ilua. Is Itlua still worth using? That's a good question, actually. Because, like, he's providing Zabai here with about 14k DPS from his quills. Apparently, if you replace Flynn's in Inefa, Columbina, Sucrose with Sarah, you get similar performance. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, yeah. It is what it is, I guess. But yeah, so the quills are only 14k DPS here, which is kind of pathetic, actually. Is Ilua even better than Shilonen here? Shilonen doesn't work unless you replace Zhongli here, right? Well, we probably do replace Zhongli. Like, it might be worth it. Honestly, let's take a look. So let's ditch Idlua. Let's ditch Zhongli. And let's get Shilonen. And who's the best last slot here? Farina? I don't know if it's Farina. I wonder if there's ever a rotation that you can do that allows you to get consistent Pyro Aura with forward Vape Columbina with Durin. Because they have the same application rate, right? So if you start with a Pyro Aura, you'll stay on a Pyro Aura. Kind of. Maybe not, actually. Because if you apply Geo twice in a row, you'll lose it. And then you're kind of cooked. Oh yeah, you need Hydro for Lunar Crystallize. I'm an idiot. My bad. My bad. I am an idiot. My bad. My bad. But maybe you could play forward Vape Durin. You know, or reverse Vape Durin. I think Inefa is fine. Would Inefa be better than Farina here? How much damage is coming from stuff that gets buffed by damage percent? Right, so right now we have 98k. If we remove the stuff that gets buffed by damage percent, we're at 82k. So it's only 16. It's like 16k of the damage that's getting buffed by damage percent. That's kind of bad. So Farina won't do that much here. Like, she's nice for the ER requirements on Columbina, but it's not that great. So I could definitely see something else being better. Like, Inefa might just straight up be better, yeah. It might just be Inefa. Can you play Albedo Mona instead? You could. We could take a look at that, actually. Sure. I'll write it down. Albedo Mona. Wouldn't Inefa not work with Lunar Crystallize because Electro comes before Hydro? Not exactly. You don't get a Hydro Crystal when you trigger Crystallize on a Lunar Charge Aura. But that's just because there's a global ICD on Crystallize Crystal generation. It's not because you're not triggering a reaction. And that global ICD is not shared with Lunar Crystallize. Let me show you. Let's give a Geo character. 4-piece scroll. All right. And then let's go again, something that isn't going to get one-shot too easily. And that's relatively close to a waypoint. I guess we just go to... Oh, fuck. GG. Noel, Inefa, Hydro, whatever. Fill out the team. So, if we look at Ino, actually, if we look at the elemental damage here, we have nothing, obviously. Right? If I do this, and then I do this, I get this going.
I'll catch up.
Alright. And we look at our... Wait, did I fuck it up? I think I fucked it up here.
Someone needs assist.
Because I think it had a fucking... An aura that's too strong there.
As a good knight should.
Anyways. Wait. Why am I not getting it? Huh? That's weird. Whatever, maybe it's a little cooked, but I've seen some footage of it with Lunar Crystallize, and it works no problem. Yeah. Right. On live, it's not gonna work. Yeah, okay. My bad. But it is gonna it does work. I guess I can't fucking show it until we have Lunar Crystallize in the game, but it does work. Anyways,
Uh,
right. I'm gonna make her stay quiet. Silencing women. Classic Zajef. Okay. So we gotta remove Ilua and Zhongli, right? So we remove the EM buff from Instructor. We remove the Shred from Zhongli. Okay. Then we gotta remove the stuff from Idlua. That was C2 Idlua. So we have the crit value to remove. It was... It was 20. And I gotta change this formula a little bit as well. Very good. We gotta remove the EM. That was 50. And this is now 0. Is there anything else here? That was being provided by this character that I need to remove? No. So yeah, this 2-unit team is already at 80k. That's really funny. Yeah. I guess Elo is just dog shit, actually, huh? Okay, well, that's kind of unfortunate. That's certainly unfortunate. Anyways, Shilonen. Let's do Shilonen Inefa. But before we do that, let's just copy this whole thing already. Because we can have this as our baseline for this one as well, right? Yeah. Cool. Okay. Shilonen. On the bright side, there won't be a Versa Yonson situation again, at least. I mean, Elo C6 is still good, but it's just low con Ilua, I think, is going to end up being worse than the others. Anyways, Shilonen, what weapon would she be on? Fav. What set? Do we have enough talent damage for Cinder City to be good? Maybe. Maybe. We don't have a lot of external EM buffs, so maybe not. Right, because it's either Instructor or Scroll. But, like, in a Flynn's team, Scroll is better than Instructor. So I'm wondering if that might be the case here as well. It's possible. For now, I'll look at Scroll, but I'll check with Instructor as well. And then Inefa. Does Inefa outdamage Columbina in this team? Probably, right? So, Deathmatch. Well, I don't think we try to burst every rotation on her. Deathmatch. Dawn. Put Columbina on Serenade. Remove the Dawn 60% from her. Nice thing here is the Ascendant Gleam bonus is going to be higher because Shilonen can just build a lot of defense. Another reason that Instructor is not going to be that good here, right? Your only non-Nogcry character is Shilonen, and having her on Scroll means that you get to build more defense than if she were on Instructor, which is good for the Ascendant Gleam bonus. All right. So okay, let's add the Shilonen buff. So Shilonen is plus 40% damage percent. And 36 shred. So we now have 56 shred. So 1.23. Here it's 1.13 and 1.23. Yeah. Okay. Shilonen base defense is 930. Defense percent. We go defense, crit. So 58.3 times 2. 36 from Ascension. What is it? What was it? 30 from this? 20 from this. Let's say 40 from substats, because you're not really looking for anything else other than defense and crit rate. You don't care about crit damage or ER or EM or anything other than just defense and crit rate. Anything else? No. Flat defense, maybe a little bit more. And yeah. And then the Ascendant Gleam bonus is... For Dio, it's 1% per. Yep. So it's just 30%. Yeah. Now, we have a less total applications because we don't have a Lua C2 anymore. So instead of a total of 16 lunar crystallized procs from 12 with Columbina's passive, it's probably more like 9. So 12 total. What the? Yeah. Okay. Next, we need to add Inefa. Now, because of the geo application, you are not getting a lunar charge hit every 1.5 seconds. The way that the lunar charge ticks work, as a reminder, is when you trigger lunar charge, you get the cloud, and the cloud looks at the enemies around, and every 2 seconds, if they have a Hydro and Electro on them, it deals damage and consumes some aura. Right? And with Columbina, that goes to 1.5 seconds. But what's going to happen in this team is you're going to trigger Lunar Charge, get an instance of damage, but then you keep hitting with Geo. And so 1.5 seconds later, you don't have a Hydro and Electro on the enemy anymore. And the next time you will have Hydro and Electro on the enemy again is going to be when Inefa and Columbina hit again, which is 2 seconds later, not 1.5 seconds later. So it's not effectively the part of Columbina's passive that buffs Lunar Charge does literally nothing for this team. Isn't Columbina as a solo Hydro bad because Lunar Turrets need to trigger as many crystallizes as possible? Trigger them more, so you need more Hydro. You don't give a fuck about how many Lunar Charges you're triggering in this team. Right? Like, ooh, big fucking deal. We're gonna lose like 10k DPS from having literally 0. Like, it's really not a big deal. Anyways, Inefa. 330, 454. Attack percent. We have main stats times 2. Substats. Deathmatch. That's it. 350. Yeah. Damage percent, just the same as everyone else from Scroll. Although, I did not adjust Shilonen's defense for getting one less Geo character, and I need to do that. There you go. There you go. Okay, Inefa EM. How much EM do we have here? Also, I didn't remove the instructor from Columbina. My bad. So, yeah, we also don't have Dawn anymore. Yeah. Dawn, substats, Serenade. And then 6% of her EM divided by 2. Or of her attack, sorry. Because we burst every other rotation. We get that to Zabai as well. Yeah, multiplier. Is that real? Yeah. Yeah. And then 60%. Crit value. Crit ascension. We don't have this, but we have a crit weapon. Yup. Okay. Effective attack. Yeah. Effective attack lunar. Yeah. Lunar. It's not going to be Lunar Crystallize. It's going to be Lunar Charge now. And it's what, 2604? And we also need one for this. Oops. 2604. Okay. Alright. Motion value for Inefa. Characters. Inefa. Where are you, Inefa? 146.9. 163.2 times 10. 1150.6 times, or divided by 2. Lunar. 65 times 3 times 10. Number of lunar charge. There's just going to be 10. Is she higher contributor? Yes. Damage lunar charge. 1.13. Yeah. 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 That seems pretty good. A lot better than Ilua. This is C2 Ilua. It's not a lot better than C6 Ilua, but it does seem to be a lot better than C2. Now do Sucrose or Shilona. And the problem is that Sucrose doesn't shred Geo. And you're also losing Geo Resonance. So it's like, at that point, why the fuck is Dubai on the team? Right? Like, congrats, you've pulled the Flynn's downgrade, I guess. God. Okay, we can take a look at whether Instructor is better. So before looking at Ascending Gleam changes, it's a tiny little bit better. But if you get, like, 500 less defense, which you're probably getting less than that, right? You're probably getting, like, 1,000 less defense or something. It's worse. So, Scroll will be better. Hmm. Chat, you know what Mycopium is? Mycopium is the reason that they nerfed Ilua's numbers is because they also made it so that it affects the Lunar Crystallized reaction. Not just the Talons now. Thoughts? What do you think about that Copium? Because I like that Copium. I like it a lot. What about Serenade on Shilonen and Dawn on Columbina? It's kind of sus, because you don't have full uptime on Serenade if you do that. You see the Calix by Flip that had Chiori as best in the slot? I'll tell you that. I'll tell you this right now. That's wrong. Chiori should never be better than Inefa in this team, right? That was before the tank did. It still wouldn't be better. Inefa does more damage and buffs more. Anyways, let's take a look at this. So Albedo, 876. Okay, before I look at that, actually, let's add in the stuff we need to add. I think the biggest problem here is this team's rotation will be longer. So that's probably gonna cook your ass, huh? Yeah, personal damage with this, right? We would get 60 damage percent. We would get 80 EM. And like Albedo Burst every other rotation. We would get 15 reaction damage bonus. We would get 30 CV. We would get 12 damage percent from Albedo. Personal damage isn't even that much higher. Yeah, this is probably not going to be that good, huh? What the... Yeah, we also don't have instructor, right? No, I'd already removed instructor. I just didn't remove it from there. Okay, so yeah. Is Mona enough particles for Columbina to go sack Jade? Probably, actually. Because it shouldn't be too difficult to battery the Mona particles into Columbina here. Okay. Next, we need the 80 EM buff from Mona. We need the 24 times 2/3. We need 30 times 2/3. Anything else here? We're starting to have a bit too much crit rate, though, so that might be a problem. But, oh well. Maybe it's good, actually. But I don't know. Because I feel like the rotations would be too long. With Mona taking so much longer. I'll be right back, chat. Alright, chat. I'm back. Hello. Okay, maybe I shouldn't take as many shortcuts as I did, because this team is actually looking good now. Fuck. Fuck. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to calc, though. You know what? Let's start over. By V3. Okay. So, I think this Itlua character fucking sucks. Yeah, I think so too, actually. I think he actually also kind of sucked before the nerf, but the nerf made me realize just how much he sucks, actually. Anyways. We'll have this as our baseline, I think, right? Or maybe we do the Zhongli one instead. As a baseline. Yeah. C6 is a little baseline. I want to have a frame of reference for other teams. I'm using Ilua C6 because I want to see if there are other characters that are better than Ilua C6. Nobody has Zhongli. Is that true? I feel like everyone has Zhongli. How high is his ownership rate? I don't. Okay, everyone's saying I don't. Okay, GG. Never mind then. Anyways, probably goes 5, honestly. Columbina in this team goes Amber, Dawn. Zhongli in this team goes 5. Actually, it's probably 5 Columbina. Let's be so for real. Nah, it's probably Amber. What set does Zhongli get here? I guess it's just instructor. All right. Let me close all of my tabs. All right. Characters, Geo and Hydro, Zabai, Ilua, Columbina, Zhongli. Base defense is 957. Okay, defense percent. What are we going to have? We're going to have main stat times 2. Substats. Passive, 2 stacks. And that's it. Flat defense. Let's say 50 from subs and 200 from Itlua C4. Oops. That's a bit more defense than it should be. My bad. My bad. Chad, did you know that when you're supposed to do addition, if you do multiplication, you're gonna have the wrong number? That's crazy, man. Yeah, multiplier. So, how much EM do we have? We have 80 baseline from Sky. We have 60 from her passive. We have 80 from substats. We have 50 from Itlua. No, we have 80 from Itlua NSC6. We have 120 from Serenade. 120 from Instructor. It's not full uptime. 120 times like 75% maybe. Is that it? I think that's it. Maybe. Sky, passive, substats. Ilua, Serenade, Instructor. Yeah. Yeah, multiplier, 1.21 times 6 times EM divided by 2000 plus EM plus 1 plus. Okay. Sky and Serenade, 20%. Columbina Burst, 40%. Ascending Gleam bonus with Zhongli on Instructor, going to be about 10%. What's 120 times 75% AM from? It's from Instructor with about 75% uptime. Okay. You know, I'm starting to wonder. Because, like, the fact that Columbina enables, like, by herself the lunar reactions might mean that there's some weird shit you can do with, like, lunar charge crystallize with, like, Columbina pseudo carry if you don't have any of the other Nograi 5 stars. I want to take a look at that as well. So you guys need to remind me later. Noelle is back. I don't think it would be Noelle. I think you'd want to on-field Columbina. Like Columbina, Mona, Albedo Fischl or something like that. But we'll take a look at that later. I guess you don't need Mona there, so you could do a second Geo. Whatever. We'll think about that. Though you need Ascendant Gleam, you actually don't. Ascendant Gleam does basically nothing for Columbina. This is the only mention of Ascendant Gleam in her whole kit. Makes her AoE a bit bigger. Yeah, so the only reason why you care about it is for the set bonuses. But there's some ways to work around that. Anyways, we have damage percent. She is going to be at 15 from the resonance. And that's it. We have crit value, crit multiplier. 98.4, 62.2. 50 from Ilua. Substats. 46.9 from a Harbinger substat. 28 times 2 from Harbinger passive. Is that it? I think so. Why do I have 10 more here? Oh. Oh yeah, sky. Right, that's kind of important. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So effective defense. 1, 2. Effective defense lunar. What else did I have? Yeah, Lunar crystallized proc. Idlua 1, Idlua 2. Motion value 1, motion value 2, motion value lunar, number of lunar crystallize, number Idlua 1, number Idlua 2, damage 1, damage 2, damage lunar, damage LCR, damage Idlua 1, damage Idlua 2, damage time DPS. Alright. Effective defense is total defense times 1 plus damage percent times crit multiplier. Effective defense lunar is total defense times EM multiplier times crit multiplier. Lunar crystallized proc is 13. What was it? 69? No, I don't think so. What was it? 1389. Okay. Idlua proc 1. Is at C6. 67.2. Why is it that? Plus 24. Times Idlua's EM. Times crit multiplier times 1 plus damage percent. The other type of proc does not have damage percent. Instead, the base number is much bigger. 451. Hello. I don't think it's as bad, no. Plus, it was 160 now. Okay, Idlua's EM now. Main stat times 3. Ascension. Substats. Dawn. Instructor. With 75% uptime. Is that it? His own buff? That's it. Right? Okay. Motion value. Oh yeah, I need the other one here, right? Effective defense 2. Which is this, right? Yeah. Okay, motion value 1. So, what do we get? You know, I can just copy this part. So, this is not 40, it's 60. Oopsie. This is good. This is good. No, it's not. Forgot the times 1.6 on the burst. Oopsie. Not that it really matters, but still. Ilua A1, 5% geo damage bonus? What are you talking about? That's not damage percent, that's crit rate. How many... Columbina has 10 apps, which is up to 20. Probably about 18. Let's say 15 that she's participating in. Then for Columbina, 15 where she's secondary. Is it 15 or is that too much? That's probably too much, actually. Let's do 12 for now on this. And then for this one, it's 12 and then 6. Yep. All right. This is right. All right, damage. Effective defense times motion value times defense multiplier times... Oh. Yeah. Motion value 2. This one ignores the fence. This one ignores the fence. This one ignores the fence. And this one doesn't. Damage. Time. DPS. Alright. And with Ilua C6 and Zhongli with the about 4% nerf, that makes sense, yeah. How does it ignore defense? It scales off of it. Chat, can I get a Zabao in the chat, please? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Anyways. Columbina, 14,695. HP percent, 46.6. Plus 41.3. Plus 20-ish from subs. Right? We don't have double HP main stat because we need ER Sands on this team. Yeah. EM. So, instructor uptime on Columbina is about 50%, not 75%. We still have Serenade. We also have an 80 from 2-piece substats. We don't have this. Do we get 80 from Ilua, or is that only the Geo characters? No, it's only to the active character, right? I think. Because the buff can only be triggered by active characters, but I don't know if the buff is considered to be active on the all-field characters that can't trigger it. Probably not, right? Yeah. Anyways, EM multiplier here. Just same thing, but plus 60. Yeah. Damage percent, 0. Crit value. We got crit ascension. We kind of have the Ilua crit. Do we? Yeah, we do. Substats. Obviously don't have this. We have 30% instead, though. Yeah. Then this is square divided by 8 plus 1. I'm gonna need a second crit multiplier line. Oopsie. Crit multiplier 2 is equal to 1 plus. This divided by 4 is the crit rate, minus 10%, times this divided by 2 is the crit damage, minus 30%. Oops. Minus 30%. Fucking hate that it does that. Whatever. So this is our crit multiplier for geo damage on the lunar crystallize. This is our crit multiplier for the hydro damage. We got this. Don't need any of this. We do need this. We do need this. We don't need this. Motion value. Columbina. 28.4. 15.9 times 10. And then 15. No, that's not here. 54.8. And 15 times 3. Yeah. We don't have the geo thing for the hydro damage, obviously. Then this. That can't be right, can it? Times 1.6. Chat, I forgot the times 1.6. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. It's still kind of crazy, though. Is it similar to what I had here? It's a little bit different. Why is it different here? Oh, because that's pre-nerf, yeah. I wonder if EM main stats might be better than HP. No, because you need to max out the passive. Yeah. Okay. GG. GG. Damage time DPS. Okay. Now, Zhongli will be present for all of them. I know. Present! He will be tertiary for all of them, I think. So 18 divided by 12. I don't know, man. Zhongli is such a pain in the ass to calc. Because he's got so many different stats he scales with, and none of them do anything. Like, do I really want to add, like, 8 lines to my calcs just for something that's going to end up being, like, ranging between 3 and 5k? Or can I just assume 4k? I'm just going to assume 4k. And Ilua. Max defense for DEI buff. But if you do that, your shield is pathetic, and you don't have any real healing in this team. So if your shield breaks, it's hard to keep Harbinger uptime. And if you don't go Harbinger, you're not happy. Anyways, base defense 814. Defense percent, basically fucking nothing. Flat defense. Total defense. EM multiplier. Damage percent. Crit multiplier. No crit ascension. No main stat. We do have this. We don't have as many substats. And we don't have this. Very cool. Effective defense. Effective defense lunar doesn't matter. Lunar charge proc. I do need effective EM as well. Which is... I'm going to look at this instead. Motion value 1. So, defense motion value. 483. I'm gonna sneeze. Alright. 483. 827. And 200 times 5. And this is just this times 2. Number of lunar crystallize. He will be... You know what? Actually, he's probably secondary for... Well, whatever. He'll be tertiary for these. We can say he's secondary for these, sure. Damage. Yeah. Yeah. Damage lunar. Doesn't have anything. Damage lunar crystallize. Yeah. Damage. Yeah. Total. Yeah. Alright, how does that compare? It was 153 here. With the nerfs plus the correction. That makes sense. Okay. Next up, let's take a look at what happens if you replace Ilua with something else. What would be the like default go-to here? Would you ever still use Zhongli if you're not using Ilua? I don't know. Like maybe. Albedo. With you wouldn't want to use Albedo unless you're also getting another witch. We can look at Albedo Mona, but not yet. I want to look at other more like straightforward stuff first. Yeah, I guess we can take a look at Shilon and Farina. Fine. So, how would the energy requirements be? All right, so it's like about... What is it? It's in an 18-second rotation. It's like 4/3 every 4 seconds. Right? It's about 6 particles. And 20-second rotations. I'm not saying it. Shilonen. Does Shilonen ever get 2 E's in these? Maybe, actually. This rotation is going to be longer than 20 seconds with Shilon and Farina, right? Like, you got 2 5-stars you got to do burst animations on now. 2 more than this. Like, this is going over 20 seconds for sure. It's probably like 22. It's actually exactly 19.5, surely. Surely. Lord of the Rings Extended Edition team. True! What else we got? We got... Yeah. I mean, you don't want to do 2 Ishilonen because that makes the rotation even longer. So I guess for now, let's take a look at 1 Ishilonen. Where does Shilonen battery her E? Is it into herself? Probably, right? Yeah. So... Five particles. Do you go Fab Farina? Probably. Fucking fraud does no damage anyways. You don't need to, I think. Without Fab Farina for now. Yeah. These ER requirements are really awkward, actually. This is such an awkward amount of ER. Yeah, we won't be on Harbinger anymore, but I'll have to change that. But like 41 ER is so awkward because it's just a little too high for you to get there comfortably with substats. But it's too low for ER Sands to feel good. With Fab Farina, it's 130. That's a lot less awkward. Who's this for? This is for Columbina's ER requirements in a Shilonen Farina team. With Amber, it's like 0? Yeah. But we're not going Amber in this team. The main reason we're going Farina is for the hydro particles here. We can do 2 skill Shilonen, but that means the rotation will be even longer. Right? Sure. Let's look at 2 Ishilonen for now. Let's be optimistic and assume you can do this in 22. I think that's a bit unrealistic, but it's fine. It doesn't fit in 20 seconds then? No fucking way, man. This team was already, like, at 20, basically. With Itlua and no burst Zhongli. Now you have 2 5-stars you need to use burst on, and an additional E. That is much longer than 20 seconds. Anyways, how long is the buy uptime? It's kind of fucking weird, okay? Like, technically, it can be short. It can be brought down to, like, about a little bit over 10 seconds, but, like, in practice, it's not that. Because the specific timing of her stack generation is, like, really awkward. Yeah, we're changing the weapon. So plus 69 plus 32. We lose this. Now with Shilonen, it's really good. It's kind of bait. Because, like, in order for it to be good, you need to use Shilonen Burst right before you swap to Zabai, because Shilonen Burst duration is fucking dog shit. But that means less uptime on your other bursts. So I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe it is, honestly. Like, sure, whatever. Fuck it. Five. Probably not crack craftable here, because we're definitely gonna need some ER. Wait, Farina, because there's not that many good options, honestly. This is probably Scroll. This is Serenade. All right, let's properly calc this. So we have one less stack of her defense, but one more stack of her EM. We don't have the 200 from Itlua anymore. We don't have the 80 from Itlua anymore, but we have 2 stacks of EM. Substats, Sky, Serenade. We do not have Instructor anymore. Damage percent. We now have Scroll. And we have Farina. Farina average fanfare in this team is actually not going to be that great, honestly. Because you have a single target healer. And if you want to use Harbinger, you have to swap from Shilonen to Zubai. So Zubai is the only character that's getting healed. Because, like, Shilonen burst duration is... Where the fuck is she? Shilonen burst duration is 12 seconds, which is about the amount of time that it takes for Zubai to do everything she needs. But if Shilonen's burst expires before Zubai's uptime is over, you lose Harbinger uptime. So it's kind of cooked. Honestly, I think you just do go Flute here. That way you can actually have fanfare, because you can heal the full team instead of only one character. Just dodge? Yeah, just dodge Farina's HP consumption. True! True! Yeah. So we lose the crit here. Alright. Damage percent, we said 40 from Scroll. Now that we're not doing Harbinger on Zubai, we probably get, like, 200 stack average. Maybe. On the fanfare, something like that. Crit value, we don't have Ilua anymore. And we don't have Harbinger either. So our crit value is now pathetic and omega lol. But it is what it is. Why would you go Flute? We're talking about Espetzal, not the Flute. Sorry. Yeah. Motion value stays the same. We probably burst every rotation in this team, though. Without too much of a problem. Right, because we're doing 2E on 5 Shilonen. We're generating a lot of Geo energy and clear energy. So, should be able to burst every rotation. Don't have any of this. Okay. Shred, we now have a little bit more. We don't have Zhongli, so we lose 20, but we do have Shilonen. This goes to 1.23. Also 1.23. Okay, so in this team, compared to the Ilua Zhongli version, her personal damage is like a third lower. Right? But like, we knew this. Because we're getting a lot more damage from the rest of the team. So let's take a look at the rest of the team. Columbina, HP percent. In this one, we are getting 2 main stats. We are getting Sack Jade. We are getting Hydro Resonance. This might be an EM main stat angle. I'll have to take a look at that too. EM, we don't have any Instructor this time. We do have Dawn, Substats, and Serenade, but that should be all. We also have 40 from Sack Jade. Yeah, Multiplier. The only external source is Dawn, which we've already implemented. Damage percent. Our Fanfare average will be a little bit lower because Farina Burst uptime is not 100% in this team. So a portion of your rotation will have 0 Fanfare. It's probably around 150-ish. Gleam bonus will be higher. You are right. We can probably get about 30% from the Gleam bonus. Yo. Okay. Crit value. We have crit ascension. Was she crit rate or crit damage? I forgot. Crit rate. Man, it's so cooked, huh? With Sack Jade is gonna be so hard. Whatever. Ascension. Yeah. We don't have Itlua anymore. We do have substats and passive. We also have 36.8 times 2 from Sack Jade. Yeah. Effective HP is this. Effective HP Lunar. Lunar Crystallize proc. Yeah. Okay, how many Lunar Crystallizes do we get in this team? We get a lot less, right? In the Zhongli version, we got 18 total. This one probably only gets like 9. Oh. Columbina is major contributor here. It's primary, sorry. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Now, I want to take a look at what happens if we go EM main stat instead of HP. That is lower. Okay. Unlike it. It is what it is. And then we have Farina. The fraud. Shred on Columbina. Did I not put that in? You might be right. Yeah. This is 1.13. This is 1.23. Thank you very much. Okay. Farina, HP. On the non-card craftable, she probably doesn't need ER Sands. We don't have this, obviously. We have 64 from the craftable. What the fuck? That's a lot of HP. It's probably Hydro Goblet then, right? Yeah. EM. We don't have the 40 or the 80 from the 2-piece. EM Multiplier. We don't have this. Damage percent. Fanfare average is going to be the same. Yep. We now have 46.6 and 28. Maybe we should just go Festering instead, actually. Anyways, crit ascension, main stat, sub stat, none of this shit. None of this shit. Oops. Effective HP here. It's gonna be this. A lunar crystallized proc. It's gonna be this. Number of lunar crystallized procs. She is tertiary in all of them. Motion value. Oh, not again! Aww, counting Farina pet hits on a 22-second rotation. I can't be bothered, man. Let's say like 14, 6, 4. Alright. You can fix Farina base HP? Wait. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot. It's not Farina that has the same base HP as Columbina. It's Neuvillette, right? Yeah. My bad. Yeah. So, personal DPS here is 17k. Then Shilonen, personal DPS is going to be like 2k maybe. I don't know if 22 is reasonable, honestly. Life Arena again. We do have a decent portion of our damage that gets affected by damage percent, right? It's like 50k out of 130. Like, it's not nothing. And you don't have too many great options. Three crabs is turbo low. Oh, I'm using 4. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Never mind. Well, if you did the same calc and you had a lot more damage from Columbina. Oh, wait. I just realized. You will get... If your rotation is longer, you will get more hits from Columbina's skill. My bad. Yeah. It's not that big of a difference, though. What was regulated as 1.23 when Chilone gives 36? Because we're also getting 20 from Georesonance. That's 56 shred. Enemies start at 10, so they go to minus 46. And resistance below 0 is half as effective. So 46 divided by 2 is 23. Anyways, let's take a look at the Mona Albedo one now. So, bench these two frauds. Okay. We lose the shred from Shilonen. This goes back to 0-5. We lose the damage percent from Scroll and from Farina. We lose the shred here. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Then we have Albedo Mona. Did we forget to remove anything from Shilon and Farina? I don't think so. It's literally just damage percent and shred. So for this, what do we gain here? We gain Mona EQ N4 with Albedo no burst. Probably about as long as Farina EQ, Shilonen EQ with an additional E. Maybe even shorter, actually. You probably get the Albedo burst every other rotation on a similar rotation length. So let's look at that. Okay. So, EM, we have 80 from Mona. We have 125 divided by 2. It doesn't last long enough though, right? Maybe we just don't bother with Albedo Burst then. Fuck it. Fuck it. Don't bother with Albedo Burst. Anyways, 80 from Mona C2. Yeah, multiplier. We have 15 from Mona C1. This is still going to be about 30 from Albedo. Damage percent, we now have 60 from Mona, 12 from Albedo. Crit value, we now have 30% from Mona. Yeah. That should be it for this, right? Although, we don't have enough energy to burst every rotation on Zabai anymore. Columbina ER requirements aren't too bad, because Mona generates a bit less particles, but you get to battery them into Columbina, so it's really not that bad for her energy. But you do get a lot less total particles, so Zabai ER requirements to burst every rotation aren't met anymore. So we burst every other rotation. Okay, next is Columbina. This is gonna be Spindle Husk. It might not be Husk, actually. It might be Serenade here. No, because then what do you do on Mona? What do you do on Mona, chat? Instructor, she's not triggering reactions. Scroll, she's still not triggering reactions. Oh, chat. Is it fucking Proto Amber again? I think you really want the Fav, though. But I guess this team doesn't have a healer. Alright, fine. Song of Days Past it is. Man. Whatever. Whatever. EM, we don't have Sky. We don't have her passive. We do have substats. We do have Serenade. We do have Mona C4. We're getting a little bit more lunar crystallizes now. This is probably still 9. This is probably now 12. Yeah, multiplier. What was the 15 from? That was Mona. Sure. Damage percent. Here, we get Mona. We get Albedo's passive. We get 28.8. We get about 12 average. We don't go Goblet here. Because we need defense. I think that's it then. Right? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Crit value. We don't have crit ascension. We do have main stat, substats. We don't have Sky. And it's 45 times 2/3. Yeah. Effective defense. Effective attack is about half of that, generally. Lunar Crystallize proc. Number of Lunar Crystallize. He will be participating in all of them, I believe. He's going to be secondary when Zabai isn't present. So 4 divided by 3 times... I know, present! Sorry. 9 of them with Zabai present. And 3 without. Oh yeah. Damage, yeah. That's wrong. Oh yeah, motion value. Right, that's kind of important, huh? Damage lunar crystallize. That's not a lot, huh? Oh well. Total damage. DPS. Okay, now we need to add his actual motion value. Attack is just going to be 222. That's it. Defense is 876. No, what the fuck am I doing? That's his base attack. 227, 240, 80 times 10. Yeah. Okay. Did I add everything to Columbina? I did not. Okay, now we add the stuff to Columbina. So we have Mona buff. Also, Mona buff is not full uptime on Albedo. Oopsie. It's actually more like 60% uptime, not 2/3. So let's... yeah. Okay. 60% times 60%. And 12 from Albedo. That's it. Crit value. Plus 30% times 60%. EM. We get 80 from Mona's C2. We get 24 times 60%. Yeah, multiplier. Let's correct that here too as well. Anything else here? We have damage percent, we have EM, EM multiplier, crit. That's it. Yeah. And then we'd have Mona personal damage, which wouldn't be too high. And the Song of Days Pass that I haven't added either. You said let's skip Albedo's burst, since when do we not care about 125 EM? It's not that we don't care about 125 EM, is that if you use Albedo's burst before Mona, you have like 3 seconds of uptime left by the time you swap to Zabai. And if you use it after Mona, you lose Mona burst uptime in the later half of Zabai's rotation. So it kind of just feels really awkward because your buff duration doesn't line up well. If you could like intentionally not pop the Omen from Mona and do like Mona burst into Albedo burst into Mona N4E, that would work, but Columbina has off-field hits, which means that the Omen will pop by itself. Yeah. So, like, it's a little bit worse, but it's not that much worse here. And, like, I'm really not sure about the rotation length for teams like this, honestly. I'll be right back, chat. I'm back, chat. Man, I think the next thing I want to look at is, did you add 7 days pass? I didn't, because I'm too lazy. It's probably going to be, like, +3, maybe 4k DPS. And then another, like, 3 or 4k from Mona herself. So, it's going to be very similar to the other one. Did you add the 1.4 multiplier to Farina skill? Yeah, I did. Yeah, Farina just doesn't do that much damage. Fraud, indeed. Farina is a fraud. That is very true. Calc the Loma Durin team, please. I mean, I did earlier. It's just like 2% worse than it was, basically. still pretty good. G-Calc, Fischl, Durin. With Columbina? No. Not yet, at least. Alright. Let's take a look at some potential team ideas. That don't include Zabai. So I guess that can all go into the Columbina bad sheet for the stuff that doesn't have other non-cry 5 stars. Okay, so what sort of team do I want to look at? All right, Columbina. I want to look at Columbina official stuff. Can you bring a Geo here? I think official Electrop is too high, so you kind of can't. Like, it works fine with Inefa, because Inefa application is slow enough that you'll basically never have more than 0.5 U Electro on the enemy. But with Fischl, your application is way too fast. So a lot, like, you won't get a lot of Lunar Crystallize. Right? So you probably can't. Well, that's not true, right? Like, with Zhongli, you still could, because Zhongli's app is just fucking insane now. But other than Zhongli, you probably can't. Yeah, so you'd probably just focus on the Lunar Charge stuff. What would be good with that? I mean, you probably want to activate the Witch buff. Question is, do you go Sucrose or Durin here? Alright, probably Durin over Sucrose here. Because... No, you don't care about the attack buff, actually. But Durin does get to Vape here. But Durin vaping makes you hit with Lunar Charge less often, so that's not actually that good. So for I guess for now, let's look at Sucrose. And then... what would the last slot be? Shilonen. You could think about Shilonen. Right now, your biggest problem here is that Columbina has no good set, right? Because you don't have Ascendant Gleam, so she doesn't have a good set. But you can't really use Farina, because you don't have a healer. So you can't use Marie-José. So do you just accept having a bad set? Or do you bring a relatively weak Nullcry 4-star? I'm not sure which one is better. Inefa. The whole point of this is to look at teams that don't use other non-Cry 5 stars right now. So... honestly, It might be an I know angle. Because particle generation for Columbina is actually kind of a big deal here. Whole chat spamming I know way. Very funny. Um Or maybe it's not I know. I don't know, man. Please, Zajef, I need this. My Sethos kind of teamless. Sethos has a good team now. What are you yapping about? Is Mona exempt from consideration? Maybe it's just Mona, honestly. Like, Mona is pretty good in this team. It's just... Then you have 3 witches, and you don't have a good set for Columbina. So maybe you don't bring Sucrose? And you bring Yehuda instead? Probably, actually. Yeah. Is 3 Witch necessarily bad? It's not that 3 Witch is bad. It's that part of the value provided by these characters is activating the witch stuff. So they're comparatively less valuable if you already have witch active somehow. Why not Durin? Durin instead of who? Instead of Yehuda? There's what I just said, but then there's also the fact that Columbina just doesn't have a good set in a team like that. Right? Like, you need to understand, she's going to be on 2-piece instead of an actual good set bonus. If you put Durin here. That's kind of a big fucking deal. That's a really big deal. Sack Jade, Sky, Stringless. Not sure what set yet. This is definitely VV. Fav. Mona. Serenade, I guess. No one gonna play this crap. I mean, okay, like, congrats. The fuck do you want me to tell you? Hey, Zajef, how dare you try to come up with teams for people who don't have Nogpie 5 stars? I have the Nogpie 5 stars, so I don't give a fuck, and I really don't like that you care about people other than me. Like, shut up, man. Shut up, man. Sack Mona and EM build? Nah. Don't think so. Like, EM won't be bad on Mona here, but I don't think you want Sack. I think Fav is just too good. And then, what's gonna be the set for Fischl here? Is it ever just a Dawn angle? I don't think she does enough. So probably not. Yeah, new witch set works on her, right? So we can just do that. And the golden troop still insane. You have a lot of damage percent in this team. Right, we have Stringless, we have Mona, and we have no attack percent. So new set is probably better. Anyways, Columbina, 14,695. HP percent, we go HP main stat times 2. Sack Jade, Resonance, substats. Is this ever a damage goblet angle here? I don't know. EM multiplier. How much EM do we have? We have Sky, we have substats, we have Sack Jade, we have Yehuda, we have Fischl, we have Mona. I think that's it. We have Serenade. Yeah, multiplier. 1.07 times 6 times EM divided by 2000 plus EM plus 1 plus Columbina burst. Honestly, this is going to be a team with vibes-based rotation that has almost 100% Mona uptime. It's going to be about 15% from Mona, 20 from the thingy. We also have 0.9% of official attack. No. About 20% average, actually. Because sometimes it's going to be on Fischl, sometimes it's going to be on Mona. Is that it? Yeah. For now, we look Fischl, C6, Yehuda, C... Fuck it, let's look at C6. Mona, C4. We'll look at Yehuda, C0 as well. Crit value, crit multiplier, crit value 98.4, 62.2. Also, Sky is 30. She's crit ascension, that's 54. Sack Jade brings that to fucking 91. No. Yeah? No, wait. 24.4, 1.2, 30, 36.8. And then she also gets like 15 from passive. Yeah, that's a problem. We can't go Sack Jade. Man. Or maybe we just don't go Sky. Like, the new sets. Right? Oh, they're not here, right? You need to stay on field for 3 seconds to lose this, and you don't really stay on field for over 3 seconds on Columbina. Right? How did you get us back? I don't think it's back. It's just... Is it back? Maybe, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I think you just take the L. No, you don't. I think you go with Sith. Man, that's so unfortunate, but oh well. Minus 32 here. Minus 40 here. Plus 80. Yeah. Anyways, next we have substats. We have Sky. We have passive. We have Widsith. We have Mona. Damage percent, we have Widsith. We have Mona. We have... That's it. We also get crit from Yahoda C6. Are we still fucking overcapped even on Widsith? Kinda, right? Jesus Christ. Right, because we're at 24.2. Then Sky. Then her passive. Then Mona C4. Then Yahoda C6. We're starting at 94. Jesus Christ, man. Whatever. Maybe we just assume that Mona's C4 is fake. Yahoda's 5? Is it? Okay, you're starting at 89 then. Let's say you get... Nah, you're not getting it. Yeah. But let's just say that Mona C4 is fake. Let's just do Mona C2 then. Anyways, Mona, yeah. Is that it? That's it, right? Yeah. Then we have... EHP. 1. 2. EHP Lunar. Lunar Charge proc. Motion value 1. Motion value 2. Motion value Lunar. Number of Lunar Charge. Damage 1. Damage 2. Damage Lunar. Damage Lunar Charge. Okay. Effective HP is total HP times 1 plus damage percent times crit multiplier. Effective HP Lunar instead of damage percent has EM multiplier. Lunar Charge proc is 2604. What the? 2604. Motion value 1 is where the frick is she? 28.4. 15.9 times 9. 58.4. 8 times 3 times 3. Number of lunar charges. She will be major contributor for all of them, so it's 9 divided by 1. No. 12 divided by 1. Damage. EHP times motion value times shred. We have VV. Defense multiplier. Then no defense multiplier. And damage time DPS. So her personal DPS in this team is at 74k. Alright, I guess. If we go Dawn instead of Sky. We're at 68k instead of 73, 74k. Yeah. Isn't that VV super fake? It's not that bad, because your rotations are kind of like... Your rotations are very vibes-based. Like, this is the sort of team where you straight up have time to do a Yahoda charge attack if you need to refresh your VV. Like, yeah. It's a pretty funny one. Man, I don't know. Chat, let's get our stall out of the way, actually. Thoughts? What do you think? We stare. We pound. We zilch. What the fuck? Moody. Doggy. Dodgy. Thank God. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. All right, we're fine. We're vibing. Is it 9? Maybe. What? Am I an idiot? I think I'm an idiot, chat. Huh. Okay, maybe it's not 2. A dog's nose and mouth. It's like the blank cold brew. What? An hour afternoon. That's 1. 1 p.m. That's crazy. I think it's actually crazy. I think it's actually 1 p.m. That's disgusting, by the way. Oh my god. I mean, is this just NBA? Is this snow? Burp? Snout? Atom? Nitro cold brew. What the fuck are they yapping about? Okay, whatever. Let's do the angle. Ooh. Like, not like a 19, maybe? 341? 339? 340. It was 20 exactly. Alright, good enough. Okay, I did an Any Guesser with Nick yesterday. I don't know if it's this. It is this one. Yeah, so I already did this one. Damn. I don't think I did the one from the day before though. So maybe we can No, okay, wait. Next day. I think this one I haven't done. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to know this. Oh. Okay. Yeah, G, I wonder what this could be. Gee, I sure wonder what this could be. Okay. That's some isekai garbage, isn't it? But I don't recognize it. I don't know, man. I'm Oh, it's that one. Oh, okay. Well, GG. GG. It wasn't. I don't think that one's an isekai though. That's why I didn't know it. I don't know what this is. No clue at all. Bro, that hairstyle looks like what a fucking... I don't know, man. It does not... Okay, I don't know what this is. See you tomorrow at the food court. Okay, well, this was pathetic. Yikes. Wait, that's... Oh my... That's yesterday's one again. Or that's today's one again. I have to go back to games and then guess the character. That's Hinata something. Is it Shoyo? I don't know. That's fuck, what the fuck is his name, man? His name is probably Soul Eater Evans, maybe. That is a generic anime waifu from edgy early 2010s show. Maybe it's Akamega Kill. Chat, what's Hinata's name? You got it? Is it actually Akamega Kill? That's crazy. Hyuga? Really? What? That's not... Yeah, like what are you yapping about? That's not... It's Shoyo? Okay. Like, out of the ones that showed up, that was the one that looked the most... Wait, his name is actually Soul Eater? That's fucking crazy. Nah. That's... No shot, his name is actually John Soul Eater. No way. Holy fuck. I'm gonna be so for real with you guys, I don't know any of these. This kind of looks like the No Game No Life art style, but I don't... It's been so long since I watched that. So I don't know. Probably not. Like, he looks too normal, but like the art style looks like the same one. Do I know this? I don't. Oh, that's from Steins Gate. I'm an idiot. Tiger and Bunny. That's crazy. That's Food Wars? Okay. Was that from Promised Neverland? I think so, but I'm not sure. I don't remember her name. I don't know the other ones. Yeah, it was. Sister Crone. Alright. You know, that wasn't that bad. It kind of got carried by this guy's name being John Soul Eater and Akame being the most generic looking anime waifu that exists in the world. But I mean, we fucking take those. Like, I don't care. That's 8,000 points. I deserve those points. Alright, chat. Help me out. Better, more recent. Let's try Freerun. Okay. Adventure drama fantasy before Freerun. When did Dungeon Meshi come out? Was it the same year or was it a year before? Solo Leveling? I don't think Solo Leveling would have fantasy. Would it? I also don't think it would have drama. I feel like it would be like action. Maybe it would have fantasy, actually. I don't know. Goblin Slayer, do you think that's rated higher than Baki? I feel like it's not. Mushoku Tensei? Maybe, actually. Yeah, okay. Chat, Mushoku Tensei is closer in score to Freerun than Baki. That's crazy. Alright. Is it going to the VOD? No. What the fuck? What the hell is this, bro? What the fuck? Okay, I see. There's no way, man. There is no way that's what the opening is. What the fuck? No shot. That's crazy, actually. Okay, I have no clue. Aww. No. 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 Okay, that's let's move on. Okay, I'm not even gonna read this name out loud because I don't want you guys to look. What the fuck is that, man? Jesus Christ. Like that opening had an upskirt shot of what very much seemed like a child, and I was like, no, 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 thank you. Let's move on. Let's yeah. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Dude, you know, I feel like if I hadn't watched Isekai Restaurant and I just heard people describe it, I would think this is what the opening is. I don't know what this is though. Astronaut. All right. Well, that is a total score of 25k. We'll take that. That's acceptable. We've had worse, right? That's acceptable. We've had worse. Anyways, honestly, chat, I'm getting a little tired. So I think I'm gonna end stream here for today. Tomorrow, more calcs. And I did say I was gonna play Undertale before 2026. So I'm not gonna promise anything for tomorrow, but you know, the end of 2026 is approaching. So keep that in mind. Oh yeah, tomorrow's New Abyss. Okay, yeah, never mind. We're not doing that tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow is New Abyss stuff. Or sorry, before the end of 2025, like before 2026. Anyways, I have a video to post, so as usual, if you can find it through YouTube, it helps more with the algorithm. But if you're too lazy, I will put the link in chat. But first, I have to go fucking post it. As usual, go watch it.